Today was one of those days where I think it was just probably the time when everyone was getting off of work and trying to take the bus, but there were many people who were saying that since the past month, since they did all the changes, they actually haven't really been sticking to their schedules more now than they ever were before. And some people were saying that that might be because now there's such a long wait in certain buses that they're not really kind of taking it seriously. There are a lot of people who are saying that their buses are running late more now than they ever were before, since April 8th even. There was one individual who, this I found particularly interesting. She was telling me how in the morning, she lives in Westbury, in the mornings to get to work it takes her 40 minutes with 3 transfers. In the evening, coming back from work, it takes her 2 hours with the same transfers.
Where is she ending?
I'm sorry?
Where is she ending up?
I wish Bethpage. Westbury to Bethpage.
Oh.
So coming...
Anything going north and south is bad at this point. The reason why they're late is they don't get enough time.
Mm-hmm.
The schedules they had before Nice took over were antiquated. Now they screwed it up even worse. And the man that's doing the scheduling is an arrogant SOB. I've told him a couple of times. And I asked him if he ever drove a bus. He said he doesn't need to drive a bus to know how to schedule. And I looked at him and I said, oh, yes, you do. And he said to me, do you know what he did before he scheduling buses? He worked on Wall Street. So you tell me, how does he know this should be done through the ranks? There is a man up there that was with us, with the MTA, and they won't let him touch anything.
Second one, when they had the meeting at the hotel, they also failed to tell us that January 1, and that whole big meeting about whether we were going to change from 10 to 4. They failed to tell us that April 6th there was going to be more changes. Yes, they did officially notify us, what, 1 week before? No place to meet.
They don't want you.
There was another situation where, with the N16, we've also been getting many people complaining about the N16. The 435 didn't show up. The next one scheduled to come was at 5:05. The 5:05 came, or at least maybe, or I'm thinking maybe, I think the 435 came at 5:05. And then the 5:05 came immediately after it, and it docked with only 3 people on the bus.
Yes.
So I'm imagining that happens often.
That's what's happening with the 6. They were getting jammed in Jamaica, and they weren't picking up the heaviest subway. They were picking up the other subway, and we were all hysterical because, well, I'm a local. On Monday and Tuesday I do the 6. I'm a local. I had them to the window, which is illegal. Okay, that white line is there because that's the crumple zone. If you get hit, anybody that's standing back in front of that white line, we will discuss the driver. The dark driver is automatically dead. But anything that pushes back is going to be dead. That's why you cannot happen above that line.
That or an exchange sharp, you're going to go right straight through the window. That has happened.
Not to mention that the expresses, we were laughing. If they had 10 people, one person, they were going into from Jamaica into Hempstead empty.
Well, at Hempstead, I don't know who they are. I imagine they're a nice representative, but they are at Hempstead doing something by the N6.
So-called dispatches.
I guess taking numbers on how many people are getting on and.
Yeah, they're doing surveys because.
But how long are you going to do surveys before you fix the situation? He's been there for weeks.
One of the dispatchers tried, and I'll tell you exactly what he was told and what we were told. He tried to change it. He was having them stop at all the limited was doing. Because we were leaving 40 and 50 people at a bus stop because we were jammed before we left Jamaica. So there was 40 and 50 people. I mean, people were standing in the street screaming. What he did was he told them to pick up on the main routes, like Meacham and New Wyckoff Road, stuff like that. And they called him and told him, put it back the way it was. The public is just gonna have to deal. How do you tell all these people that have to go to work, and you're leaving 50, 60 people at a bus stop, and you feel bad, but you just can't put any more in. I'll load through the back.
Mhm.
You pay in the front and go in the back, and I'll load back there until I can't load anymore. But this is a dangerous situation for the
Yeah.
public. It's a dangerous situation because people are getting agitated and
Mhm.
they're jumping in front of buses. It's not the driver's fault.
Yeah.
You know what I smell? Revolt. With a capital R.
But don't. Number one, you get in trouble. Don't take it down and drag it.